Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV with a rather unique product from SanDisk. This is what looks like a USB flash drive, and it is, but it also has some wireless capabilities that allow you to connect it to your Android, iPhone, or iPad device. And it's really very unique, actually, in how it works. So you have, of course, a regular USB connector, and you just plug this into your computer, and you can just drag files over like you would any other USB flash memory device. When it is plugged into your computer, it will charge the onboard battery, and the battery is rated to last about 3 or 4 hours through normal usage. So the battery, of course, is used when it's in wireless mode, as it is right now. As you can see, it is blinking. You should note, though, when it's plugged into the computer, the wireless mode switches off, so you don't get a collision between what the computer is looking to do and what you might be trying to do over the wireless. So it has to be removed from the computer. However, it could be plugged into a USB connector on the wall, and you would be able to power it indefinitely and still be able to use the wireless capabilities. And then, of course, there is a button here to activate the wireless mode of the product. And on the side, and this is what I found really cool, is that you can take the memory card out. So this particular model is a 32 gigabyte model, and that memory card is removable. So you can take it out, fill it up, and put in another card and keep going. And I think that's a rather unique thing. It is a micro SD card. It does come out. I'm not going to do it now because in other takes I completely couldn't get it back in quick enough. So that's how the card works. And let's take a look, though, at how the software side of this works, because as you know, connecting to files with your, especially with your iOS device, the Apple devices, is often a little tricky. And they've come up with some really neat ways to access this device. So let's take a look at the software. When you first load the app, you have a couple of things to look at. The first is the download section, and this is kind of like a holding tank where you can transfer files from the USB stick and store them on your phone. So for example, I copied the quick start guide off of the memory stick and transferred it to my phone. This is now stored inside the SanDisk app on my iPhone. And you can also use it as a place where you can load files in from other applications. So for example, I have this SQL table in my Dropbox, and if I want to transfer it to the memory stick, I can just open it so you have this option to open this in another application, and SanDisk will pop up in most cases, and I can hit that SanDisk option. That 2 meg file is brought over, and then I can hit the bottom here, which is a little transfer icon, tap on the file I want to send, hit upload, and now that file will be copied to the memory stick. So I could take that memory stick, plug it back into my computer, and it will be there. So I can also just delete it now from the holding tank because it's now safely on that memory stick. And of course, I can browse the memory stick itself, so I can go through and see all those documents. I can make sure that that file got there. So there's a uploaded from iPhone folder where it puts all those files that you upload. And then, of course, I can stream video on here also. So for example, I can play this file of another product review that I did. I think I just crashed the app, actually. It hasn't crashed too much, so I'm surprised it crashed there. I'm doing AirPlay, so it might be a little confused. But so this is playing now over the air from the memory stick, and it works pretty well. That crash was the first time I actually had a crash with it. The only thing that I have to complain about with this playback feature is that it doesn't have a bookmarking component. So if you have a kid and you're maybe 45 minutes into a video and they leave it, it doesn't start back up again where it left off. And that's a little software thing. I hope they can fix that, because they really the only way to play files wirelessly is through the SanDisk app. So all the features that you'd want to have in that player have to exist inside this app, unless you want to bring over the file and copy it to your device. But I think the whole reason why you would buy this would be to not have to copy those files over. So hopefully they'll improve the player so that when you're streaming directly from the wireless card, you can essentially have a bookmark and come right back to where you left off. Uploading photos and video is a little bit easier because it can pull those files right off of the photo album. So you just go to upload photos and videos, and as you can see, it pulls up all the photo albums that are on my device. So I can choose a few pictures that I want to upload and then tap the upload button, and they will be sent wirelessly to the memory stick, and you are off and running. So pretty easy to get those files onto the SanDisk card that way. Now, when you first bring this home, you have to directly connect your iOS or Android device to the stick to configure it. And that means you have to disconnect from your home Wi-Fi and connect to this thing exclusively. And that could be a problem, because if you'd like to be able to use some of your home network activities and do this as well, you might be out of luck. However, what SanDisk has done is they've given you the option to allow the memory stick to connect to your home network. So it becomes almost a network-attached storage device. And it's pretty seamless in that you can set up a bunch of networks that you wish for it to connect to, and anytime it sees one of those networks, it will connect to that, and when you turn your iPhone on or your Android device on, it will find this thing automatically without having to do any special configuration or reconnection. So all in all, I think this is a pretty useful device, and I could see it working really well in like a multi-platform house where maybe you've got Android phones and iPads and you want to sync up photos between everything. It is so easy to copy files into this thing from anywhere. It's a great way to kind of sync up the photos that way. Also a great way to augment the amount of space that you have on your iPad or Android device, because if you've got a long car trip ahead and you want to load up a bunch of movies and you're not sure what movie the kids are going to want to watch, you could probably put a bunch on here and just stream directly from this thing, and you can have multiple people connected to it, so 3 kids could watch 3 different movies. I do recommend, of course, plugging it into your car so you get unlimited power for that streaming, because that does take its toll on the battery on this thing. The more you stream, the less power you have available. And the last thing I could see it being useful for is if you're doing a lot of video shooting on your iPhone and filling it up, you can download the videos onto the stick, wirelessly of course, and then delete them from the iPhone and keep shooting. So it's a great way to offload your stuff, and then you have a memory card you can pop out and pop into your high-speed reader and get that stuff into your editing application. The possibilities, I just keep thinking of all these different things I can do with this thing. So I'm pretty happy with it. I think you should definitely check it out if all those described uses might be useful to you. This is Lon Seidman. Thanks again for watching, and if you have any questions, leave them in the channel and maybe I'll do a follow-up review of this thing. Thanks again.